The records are now open. Welcome, everyone. Come on into the sacred classroom here. Join me for some real-time channeling from your Akashic records. I'm excited to be with you back this week. As many of you know, I was gone last week in the vortexes of Sedona with a private client for advanced activation. And holy cow, going into the vortexes during eclipse time brings even more energy to integrate. Say hello once you get here, Diana. I already see you here, my sister. So happy to spend this sacred time here. Wednesdays, 12 noon Pacific time, which is the exact center of the week, a space that is designed to mimic the Great Pyramid. The Great Pyramid is located in the center of the Earth's landmass. And during the time of ancient Egypt, the Great Pyramid and pyramids were used as machines that pumped consciousness into the planet. That's one of the reasons that the ancient Egyptians were so advanced, is that they had access to this heightened energy, this piezoelectric energy coming in. And so that is my mission. My intention for all of you today is that you get to receive an increase of power, of consciousness, some aha moments that are going to make all the difference in the things that are challenging you in your life. So if this is the first time you are joining, my name is Emily Harrison. I'm the founder director here inside the Akashic Academy, and I work with visionaries and thought leaders, which is you too, by the way. I do want to note that the storyline of those of us who are here to change the planet is that we are visionaries, we are thought leaders, we are star seeds. We are coming into this incarnation holding very important wisdom and creativity that is designed to up-level the consciousness of humanity, but we just feel like normal everyday humans. Everyman syndrome is what I call it. And that is part of what the modern day journey of the wisdom keepers, the avatars, the ascended masters who are coming back in to embody the expression of humanity. This is what it looks like. We agree to forget how powerful we are. So as you come into this space, I want to invite you to see yourself as a visionary, as a wisdom keeper, and look at this as your go-to space that will allow you to access higher levels of your consciousness. So I work with visionaries and thought leaders who are ready to escape the world of ordinary thought. Ordinary thought is the matrix, the programming that keeps us all playing small, and tap into our superconscious intelligence. This is where we have access to turn on our DNA. Every human has the ability to heal. Wherever you are experiencing dis-ease in your life, whether it's physically, emotionally, mentally, whether you're stuck in a job that you don't like and that is dis-easeful to you, you have the power to change it within you. And that power starts with your thoughts. So I'm excited to do some channeling for you all inside of the records today that will help you tap into higher and higher frequencies of thought. So a couple things to note about this broadcast is, I already see some questions coming in. Good. First, let's start with getting your questions into the comments. Light up my comment box with your questions, please. And here's what I want you to know about your questions. There's no way I'm going to get to all of them today. However, Spirit, your Akash, higher intelligence, which is much bigger than me, will answer your questions. That's why I encourage you to type them into the chat. One of the ways that the Akashic records work, and I'm going to give you some understanding about how this realm works as we talk here together today, but one really important thing that you need to know about your Akashic records is that your records will only give you the information that you are ready to receive. How do the records know what you're ready to receive? You ask the question. So just your asking of the question is calling forward the intelligence or the answer. It may drop in during this time today. It may drop in a conversation that you have with a loved one or a friend or a foe, for that matter, somebody that you might be in conflict with. It might drop in during your dream time over the course of the next 48 hours, but source will answer your question. Your job is to be aware and present so that you don't miss it. The other thing that I want you to know about this broadcast today is that the intelligence is going to build on itself. So generally I answer about 3 questions here in the space. And the questions tend to build, the knowledge tends to build, the energy tends to build. So I'm going to encourage you, if your intuition, your higher self has brought you into this space today, it's for a reason. And I want you to stay until the very end so that you can make sure whatever reason that is, you get all of the juice out of what gets to come forward here today. The Akashic Records, if you are new, are the realm of consciousness where every detail of your life, past, present, all possible futures, has been recorded from a neutral perspective. Neutral means unconditional love and zero judgment. And I'm going to give you a spin in your Akashic Records today. The cool thing is that every single human on the planet has the ability to tap in to your Akashic Records and receive instantaneous soul level wisdom, guidance, and clarity about every single decision in your life. How many of you have trouble making decisions? If you have trouble making decisions, give me an emoji in the comment. I'm going to hold space for those of you who have a pattern of struggling with decision making, or maybe there's a specific decision right now in your life that you feel challenged to make. I'm going to be holding space for you that your innate, your divine intelligence shows up in an undeniable way so that you can make really confident decisions in what is best for you. One more thing I want you to know about this show today, and then we're going to dive into some questions, is, what was I going to tell you? Oh yeah, now I remember. We're also going to do an activation. So not only am I going to answer questions for you, like my sister Diana Merkaba Sunshine here, but we will also experience an activation from the Akashic Records, which is a transmission of energy that will help you take whatever the answer is that comes through and actualize it or create action steps around it. Just knowing something and having an aha moment is not enough to change your life. You must then take action on what you know, what you've learned, what you see differently. And by taking action, you will create feedback loops with the universe that rearrange your physical reality. Diana says, what is the best self-development practice or rituals to tap and amplify our gifts? Fantastic question, Diana. Everybody, send some love, likes, hearts across the screen, first of all, for my sister, your girl, Diana, who in just asking this question is going to amplify all of us. So thank you for that. Let me tap in. And the first thing that I'm getting is that there's no one right way. That Spirit will bring into our awareness different things that we can try along the way. Now I'm going to contradict myself. The best thing to do is really to pay attention to your own imagination. That's the best thing that you can do. And then your imagination is going to drop an idea in. Then it's your choice. Am I going to take action on this idea? Or am I going to say, that's stupid, I was just making it up, that's just my imagination? So for some of you, it may be meditation and journaling. For some of you, it may be hugging a tree. For some of you, it may be EFT tapping. There's some of you out here that I'm feeling right now, and yes, with this full moon that we have coming up and an eclipse, we are in an eclipse gateway right now where our growth gets accelerated. You're being invited to release patterns or release stored emotions, traumatic emotions that you might have inside of your being. Specifically, your emotions get stuck in the soft tissues of the body. So in your organs, they can get stuck in your organs. It can get stuck in the muscles. It can get stuck in, and you know, it can even get stuck in your bones and the hard tissues of your body. What the guides are saying right now is if it's stuck in your bones or the hard tissue of your body, that comes from a past life trauma. If it's stuck in the soft tissues of your body, that comes from a trauma that you've experienced in this lifetime. But tapping is a really great way to release energy from your body. And I like the timing of that with our astrological timing right now, where we are in this full moon energy, and full moon is a time to release. It's a time to look at your life. So look at the shadow, the darkness, because we're talking about nighttime. Everything is symbolic. The brightness of the full moon illuminates what in our life is no longer serving and that we need to release. But where you can't go wrong, whichever way you choose, you can't go wrong with meditation, because meditation is what slows down your brain waves and allows you to see what is unseen. Very important. As we're moving too quickly, think about if you're in a car traveling and you're traveling so fast and you're looking out the window, everything out there is just kind of a blur as it's going by. There's a lot that is unseen because of how quickly you're moving. So right now, what Spirit is saying is slow down. Slow down so that you can see what is unseen. And I feel like I'm speaking to at least one, probably many of you out there, that there's a challenge in your life right now that you have been seeking a solution on for quite some time. What Spirit is saying to you is to slow down so that you can see what is unseen. And Diana talks about self-development practices that help amplify our gifts. Spirit wants to shift right now and talk a little bit about the gifts. So we all have different gifts. We all have similar gifts too. Similar gifts in that we have access to our psychic senses. That's part of the DNA that lies dormant for most of humanity. And any of you out there who think that you're not psychic, I'm going to invite you to think again, because you are. And one of the gifts that we all have is the ability to tap into our psychic senses. The guides want to talk specifically about clairvoyance right now, clear inner vision, because clear inner vision is what's going to allow you, when you do slow down, to see what is unseen. So we're going to do one of my favorite activations for the third eye, for your clairvoyance, your clear inner vision. I want you to lick your finger, touch your third eye. Feel how instantly, when the saliva touches your third eye, which is between the brows, by the way, you can feel the air moving across this center. You feel the coolness. You feel awareness coming into this part of your body very specifically. This is called a convergent awareness, meaning all of your focus is going to your third eye. Closing your eyes now. Focus on the third eye. I want you to imagine breathing with your third eye when you take a deep inhale. Imagine the third eye expanding, and then as you exhale, contracting. What Joe Dispenza teaches us is that when we bring awareness or convergent focus to a particular center of our body, what we are doing is we're increasing blood flow to that part of our body. We are activating the innate intelligence. So your third eye, your ability to see the bigger picture, your ability to see what is unseen, has its own innate intelligence. It has its own consciousness. And when you focus all of your attention, you don't even have to do any other special singing and dancing and waving of your jazz hands, banging your tuning fork. You can. All of those things are really great. But simply bringing all of your awareness to this center, convergent focus, will activate the innate intelligence within your third eye. Okay. The guides want to take it one step further today, since we are in the eclipse gateway, so that you can get the most bang for your buck being in here. And you're like, hang on, Emily, it's free up in here today. You're right, it is, but nothing is free because you are giving your time. Your time is your most valuable resource. Thank you for sharing your most valuable resource in here with me today. My heart just got warm because I realized, all these people are sharing their most valuable resource with me. And I get to share my most valuable resource with you. So thank you for being here. Thank you for caring about where the world is going, where humanity is going, where your family is going. It's good stuff. All right, so I want you to think about an area of your life where you have challenge, where you might feel stuck, where you just don't know what to do next, what decision to make next. And I want you to imagine that you can now see the solution in that particular area. And just notice how you feel. Maybe you feel peaceful. Maybe you feel relieved. Maybe you feel hopeful, inspired, excited. Even if you don't know exactly what the solution is, imagine that you did. I want you to trust that you do know. And feel the energy of that knowingness. Good job. And that is going to bring about the solution. Which, by the way, those of you who do get deeply activated by this experience today, and you have a new aha moment, a new answer to your biggest challenge drop in over the course of the next 48 hours, please reach out, send me a message, let me know. I want to celebrate with you and for you. Teddy says, is there a danger activating the third eye for beginners? Great question, Teddy. Here's the truth, and that is we are sovereign beings of light, and we can command our sovereignty, our freedom, our safety in all moments, and no one can mess with you. Now, if there are areas of your life where you're not fully committed to the work and you're not doing the work, your field can get distorted. But the biggest challenge for a beginner, the guides are saying right now, is feeling like you could be a victim of what someone else or some other being or some other entity could potentially do or bestow on you. And that's just not true. We are sovereign beings of light. And simply ask for protection. Ask for that your guides, that your masters, that your teachers hold the field steady for you, eliminating distortion. And here's what distortion can look like, the guides are saying. And here's when distortion happens. First, they want to tell you when distortion happens. Distortion happens when your energy frequency gets low and you're afraid, or you are angry, or you are ashamed of yourself for some reason. So these different feelings are what lower our energy vibration. And when our energy vibration is low, that's when our field can be distorted or manipulated. So you want to work to keep your vibrational frequency high. You have the choice in every single moment to choose joy, peace, ease. This is your sovereignty again. And so many of us have given away our choice. So what does it look like when your field is being distorted? You've given away your choice. You feel like a victim. Maybe you are subject to a trigger or an emotional response that feels like you didn't choose it. Somebody pissed you off and you flew off the handle. If you notice yourself reacting in a way that you don't feel like you chose, your field is being distorted and manipulated through your negative, low vibrational energy. That's when you need to stop. You need to tap back in. You can do some grounding. The guides are saying grounding is so important right now. During eclipse time, during the celestial alignment that we have, we've just recently entered into the age of Aquarius. We've got Pluto moving into Aquarius and then going retrograde. Lots of deep stuff is going to be moving and shifting in your life. So it's important that you stay grounded, stay connected to Mother Earth. Mother Earth can really help support you in terms of supporting your nervous system. So for those of you who feel like you need extra grounding, like your nervous system is all over the place and you're just reacting, take your shoes and socks off, go stand barefoot on the grass or the dirt and breathe. Defragment your hard drives. Okay? Thank you so much for that question, Teddy. Everybody send some love, likes, hearts across your screen for Teddy. The guides want to bring in an activation now for protection and asking for clarity so that our fields don't get distorted. Okay? So I want you to, everybody, close your eyes. Feel all four corners of your feet on the floor. Laying palms up in a receptive position on your lap. Activate the breath, tapping into your innate, your higher intelligence, your guides, and asking for support and clarity. So we did a vision activation. Now ask for clarity in that vision, protection from distortion of the field where things can look different or be confusing. Asking for crystal clear clarity, protection from distortion. Good job. And your guides are saying, for those of you who are using this process, these activations, these transmissions today to help you in that decision making, tune into the body, and you're going to notice within your body when an idea drops in, you're like, oh, I wonder if that's the decision that I should make. Feel into that and feel if there's an expansive energy, if there's a peaceful energy. Notice the quality of that feeling. And if there's that peaceful, expansive, joyful energy, there, it's for those of you who are beginning in this process, it might feel really subtle to say, how does that idea feel? But I want you to trust your intuition, trust that the activations that are coming in are going to work for you. Trust and be courageous enough to take action on those decisions that are dropping in for you. Good work. Loving it all up in here today. All right, let's send some love, likes, hearts across the screen for Diana and Teddy, who have asked some awesome questions up in here today. I'm going to invite the rest of you who haven't asked questions yet to drop some questions in the comment. We might actually get to more than 3 questions today. Nirma says, how to reconnect with someone in a healthy way instead of attaché habits. All right, so let me tap in for you, Nirma. The guides want to speak about attachments that we make that can drain our energy. Okay. The first thing is to own complete responsibility for how everybody in your life is showing up, the guides are saying. Because we have soul contracts with everyone in our life. Pre-incarnation, we've made these contracts in order to help each other learn and grow. And sometimes we help each other learn and grow through contrast on this planet. We are in a 3D planet where north, south pole, light, dark, this idea of contrast and opposites, the north and south pole hold the whole planet in place. We know as above, so below. We are going to be experiencing growth through contrast. That's just what it looks like here. You signed up for it. And so owning full responsibility that even people who are in our life who we feel like are draining our energy or creating challenge for us, we must know that we chose this for the purpose of soul growth. So owning responsibility and then asking, how is my soul learning and growing from this experience? Why is this good? What is this teaching me? And as soon as you get the gift within the wound, you learn what it is that you're missing. You see what is unseen, which you now have the ability to do. Especially if you weren't late to class today and you got all of the vision activations that we did in the beginning, you're going to be able to see what is unseen. You will see the gift within the wound and you will be able to say, that makes so much sense. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Asshole, for being in my life and all that you're teaching me. Nobody's an asshole in your life. Everyone is here to be your great teacher. Now, as soon as you get the gift within the wound and you no longer need to play out whatever vignette this soul contract is. Anybody new up in here, you might not know about my history. I don't talk about it a whole lot, although it's not a secret. Before I did this work, I was an actress in Hollywood. And so the guides will often share with me metaphors to teach through this idea of acting. So let me put it in acting terms for y'all, okay? You cast people in these roles to play these roles out, these scenes, these vignettes with you, these storylines. And as soon as you play out that storyline and your soul gets what it is that you came here to get or learn or teach each other, then you can recast that person in your life in a different role. They no longer have to show up being Mr. or Mrs. Asshole. They get to play a different role. And so do you. But we must go through this process of higher levels of awareness and understanding what the gift is or where our soul has grown before we can take on the new role. You got to master the karmic lesson. Otherwise, it just keeps coming up over and over and over again. Okay. The guides want to bring in an activation around the solar plexus right now. I'm not sure what the connection is yet. So let me just tap in and ask the guides how this activation in our solar plexus is connected to our ability to shift our soul contracts. Okay. And as I'm getting this information for us all, I want you to tune in, convergent focus on your solar plexus, 2 inches above your belly button. All of your awareness on the belly button. My lick and touch trick doesn't exactly work here. Most of you probably got your shirts on. Most of you probably have your shirts on. Wear your shirt when you come to the Akashic Academy. That's all I'm saying. Wear your shirt to class, okay? What the guides are saying is that our solar plexus is our center for personal power, our inner sun. And so this brings illumination, lightness, warmth. It changes the environment from being frustrated to the old way we used to interact with people where it might have felt cold and dank and drained of energy. So we're bringing new warmth, new energy into these relationships so that we can begin to maneuver in them in a different way. Todd Bryson in the house. Hi, Todd. Special love for you. Good to see you, my friend. All right, so holding the awareness on that solar plexus, this will also give you the courage that you need to show up and engage in these relationships in a new way. You must be the new version of yourself in these relationships, the guides are saying. Otherwise, you will fall back into the old vignette, the old pattern, the old characters that you are playing. Nice deep breath in, nice slow exhale. Good job. We're going to get all the juice out of here we can. We're going to get one more question in. Olga, thank you so much. Let's send some love likes cards across the screen for Nirma, who just helped us tap into soul contracts and shifting the roles that we're playing in each other's life. And some love for Olga, who's asking how to bring back my past life memories to see what my talents had been in a past life. Thank you. Excellent, Olga. This is one of the areas I love to work with my students inside the Akashic Records. And it's a great time just to hit briefly on what that training looks like. So there are 3 stages to the Akashic Records training. The first one is just teaching you a method that's reliable and repeatable so that you can always be sure that you're getting into the records. And then again, as I shared in the beginning of this broadcast, the records only give you what you are ready to receive. So we've got to ask questions. So stage 1 teaches you how to do that. Stage 2 is a karmic clearing. And Olga, this is important for you when it comes to getting past life information, is that if you have a lot of trauma in your life and karma that has not been cleared in this lifetime, it can be more challenging to access your past life memories where you've had incredible gifts and talents because we're just not ready to receive them and to work with them yet. They're too powerful. We haven't cleared enough of what's in front of us right now. So that's one of the things that the guides are suggesting is if you want to go into your past life to extract knowledge about your gifts and talents and reactivate those, the only reason that hasn't already happened is the guides are saying we're not ready yet. We've got to do more work on what's happening in our life right now in this moment. We've got to clear areas and forgive. The guides are saying forgive, forgive, forgive. So Olga, for you, think about, and anybody else this is resonating with, because our beautiful sister Olga brought forward this question, but I will share with you, if this is resonating with you, this is your guides talking to you as well. And if you have had the desire to activate more of your gifts because you know, and you've got that feeling, and that's how you know, is you just got a feeling that there were other points in your soul's existence where you had more access to skill and power, you're correct. And you're not ready for it yet. Otherwise, you would have it. So where can we forgive? Maybe that's why you don't have it yet, because if you did have it, you might go and weaponize that against someone that you haven't fully forgiven, which might even be yourself. So everybody, I want you to think about where you need to forgive. Where are you holding a grievance in your life? And what the guides are saying is if you make an agreement in this moment to forgive, your guides, your masters will work with you around that forgiveness to truly shift all of that energy out of your body. And that shifting that energy, releasing that energy from your body will create space where you will remember your past life and what your gifts and skills are. And just the remembering of that, the guides are saying, will activate it within you. But first, you must create the space by truly forgiving. Everybody take a deep breath in. Here's the activation. Deep breath in. On the exhale, follow your breath with your awareness until you arrive at the very end of that breath. And whoever the first person is that comes into your mind at the end of that breath, and it might not make sense. I will tell you, the person that popped into my mind doesn't make sense here in this moment. I'm like, no, we chilling. Me and that person. And I'll just share with you very transparently, because that's how I like to teach. Mine was my middle son that came in, and London and I are good. I don't know what it is in there. So I'm going to sit with that, and I'm going to investigate. I'm going to peel back the layers and see where I can forgive, where there's something that I might be hanging on to that I need to release, with the knowingness and the trust that just came in from the guides, that as I do that, I am creating space for a new gift, a new skill to drop in. All right. Excellent work up in here today, everybody. I love hanging with you as always on Wednesdays together. I want to extend a special invitation for all of you who have had a good time all up in here today, that you've got some pings going off in your mind, you've got some good intelligence dropping in. I want to invite you to join me inside of my membership group, where I'm training on the esoteric wisdoms, that might be plural, of the 7 hermetic principles, which these are cosmic laws that are going to move you into a higher state of mastery. Learning these 7 cosmic laws, and we're on number 3 right now. So for those of you who do join and are new inside of the ether, you can go back and catch replays. The shift that's happening inside of this group is very galactic. It will rapidly increase your awareness of how you're showing up in your life, and you're miscreating, because we're truly creating in every moment. We are creating every single thing that we experience. And as we learn and grow as humans, we get better at that process of creating. So a lot of us can look around at our lives and probably name 5 or 6 circumstances that are happening. They're like, I don't really like that. I did not create that. At least I did not on purpose. Oh, you did. And you might not be fully understanding the energy, the thoughts, the actions that you're taking that are creating these challenges in your life. So for those of you who want to learn how to create your life at the level of the master that you were designed to be, I'm going to encourage you to click that link Check out what's going on inside the ether. Yeah, Anna Mona says the last ether session was amazing. Yeah. I feel like I could run a marathon after I channel inside of the ether for that beautiful soul community and group, my soul family inside of there. So much energy comes through. All right. I love you all so much. Thank you for being here. Join me back here again next week, next Wednesday. And in the meantime, check out the ether. Catch up on what you've missed in terms of learning about how to master cosmic law. And I'll see you back here again.